Hi, this is Mason. You're in the basement with JaVonne and Terez.
Perfect.
Hey, this is Leon. That's right, Leon, for some of your favorite movies, and I'm at brunch in the basement with Terez and JaVonne. Stay here with me. Stay here with me. Stay here with me.
Still in the basement, no longer alone, with my homegirl Terez on the microphone. Music, politics, or just chatting it up. Brunch in the basement, see that's what's up. You never know who might run through. Legendary artist or someone brand new. You miss a lot when you miss one day. At least that's what I heard somebody say. But it doesn't really matter what whoever says. It's always a good show with JaVonne and Terez. Yeah. Brunch in the basement with JaVonne and Terez. Yeah. Let's see who we got today. Come on, everybody's a friend in my head. I already know everybody. Whatever it is, it's gonna be good. One day I'll tell you about me and Shaka Khan, but you know.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but she doesn't know anything about it. But anyway. No, she doesn't. She wasn't even there actually. But anyway.
All our bosses though, Jay. Like she's got our ears and
I'm gonna send y'all some. I'll definitely get an address. I'll send y'all out.
You can send me some cologne, because I mean, you know. Yeah. Just in case I should meet Shaka Khan, I want to smell really, nice.
Oh God.
Okie dokie, babe. Whatever you say.
The time,
and we thank you for that.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. This part, that little piece, I'm just gonna keep and play it all the time for myself. But no, I'm just teasing.
Hey, Resi Poo, how you doing?
Hey, what's happening? What's happening, Silky?
I can always tell when you hung out the night before.
No, I didn't hang out, man. I've been hanging out in my bed because my throat is still been, it's just taking me a minute to shake this AC thing because I can't avoid AC and allergies. So them two to combine, it's just the AC. I mean, just the allergies before. Now the AC is like, ugh. Yeah, but no.
You know what I didn't do, and it's because, and blame it to my mind and not my heart. I didn't think to set up the podcasting for today, so I'll be a little distracted, and I have a lot of stuff going on this evening. Additionally, so I may step away, and either you can chat it up with whomever, or we can play a long ass song like Over Like a Fat Rat until I get back or something.
Over Like a Fat Rat, the extended version.
You know what I'm saying? But it's so groovy that, it's cool. So, but we'll see how it flows and see how it goes. And yeah.
Oh, happy hump day.
Same to you, right back at you.
Hey, man, this is a great topic that Pop started. It has been in my household for a couple of hours now after she announced that piece that she was going to withdraw from the individual and all competition and focus on her mental health, and I think that is brilliant. I think that I think you want to do an onion?
In a minute.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Give me a second and we can do that. Tonight's one of those nights when I'm doing 50,000 things, but yeah, absolutely. We can peel an onion. I wasn't even looking at you. That's how I wasn't even looking at the screen. I was just I was just hearing you. That's a whole other onion. But yeah, let's do that. Okie dokie. So, I know you're hot on this topic, but before we actually proceed to talking about it, I just want to set up the podcasting so that our listeners who don't watch this but they enjoy listening in can hear every single thought that is expressed. So I'm just dialing in now. And for anybody listening, if you would like to comment or you have a feeling about what we'll be discussing, we'll be putting up
Your
the
show now.
telephone
Press
number.
1.
So
Your
that-
show is scheduled to start in 30 seconds.
Oh, you know what? Oh, God. I'm really not with it. It's one of those nights.
Yes, you can call in and join the conversation at 347-996-53. No?
Your show will go live in 5
Yeah,
seconds. 4,
yeah, you can do that.
3, 2, 1.
But this is why I'm shaking my head no. Still in the basement, no longer alone, with my homegirl Terez on the microphone. Music politics are just chatting it up. Brunch in the basement, see that's what's up. You never know who might run through. Legendary artists or someone brand new. You miss a lot when you miss one day. At least that's what I heard somebody say. But it doesn't really matter what somebody said. It's always a good show with JaVonne and Terez. Yeah. Brunch in the basement with JaVonne and Terez. Yeah. You know, I might have to. What we doing today, or whatever it is, it's gonna be good. Woo! I may have to switch that up a little bit because it's no longer only brunch in the basement. It's in the basement. So I may have to, I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, after all of that, what has been said and done, let us chit chat about the goings on.
Yes. Well, the big topic of this week is Simone Biles and Naomi, of course. But Simone Biles withdrawing from competition, you know. And, you know, there are a lot of folks angry. There are a lot of folks celebrating. There are a lot of folks that are in agreement, you know, and then, you know, and just if I could weigh in on it, and not that it matters, because the point is, ladies and gentlemen, is she has made the decision for herself. And that is what we're celebrating. We are celebrating someone's decision to decide to take their health and welfare over anything else. So that's self over anything else, over a competition, over a sport, over endorsements, over a job, over everything. Health comes first. The reality is, and you guys have heard me say this often, that if your mental and physical health is not to par, nothing else is in par. Sorry, it just isn't, you know, and it doesn't matter. And some people can be wowed by money or carrots or whatever it is. And she decided to do something that was unprecedented on a large platform. And I applaud her because she gets it. And I applaud the fact that she gets it so young, you know. It, being a pro athlete is a lot of pressure and in and of itself, you know. And being a pro athlete under the conditions of COVID is a whole nother situation, out of the country, having to deal with a whole lot of things that comes with it you're just not perhaps used to. And I'm pretty sure, like most of us, she would prefer to be at home, but instead she's somewhere focused and trying to stay focused. And, you know, and yeah, we wholeheartedly support, you know, and I'll just wholeheartedly support her decision to bail and say next time. It is not going to make her no less great. You know, I don't care who writes about it. And I'm just kind of waiting to, you know, probably inappropriately so, pounce on any media that says otherwise. You know, it doesn't matter what you say or feel or how you think about it, or, you know, and honestly, this should tell people. This also sculpts the way contracts are done, could sculpt the way, because you can add a piece about your mental anguish in that, because you need to be able to be of sound mind and body. And only you know that. There's no doctor that can examine you 5 seconds later and say, oh, she's fine. You know, anatomically, yes, but there's other things that don't show up in an examination. And that's where you come in and you speak your piece in your mind, and you say, listen, I'm not going to let you drag me for filth. I'm going to pause this, you know, and I'm going to take care of myself. And God willing, I'll see you next year. But I have nothing to prove to anybody. She's already Simone Biles. You know, she's already in history. You know, she's already filled with Black girl magic. There's nothing else she has to prove to any of us, you know, and this should be a lesson for us all. I know I got a lot out of it, you know, mental health over everything. Sometimes when you are just, you know, and understand something, mental health runs the gamut from stress that, you know, as we all know, and if we don't, I'm about to tell you again, stress kills, period. Stress kills. It weighs on your organs. You'll start having shit that they can't find how does it work? And I'm about to be crystal real transparent in 2 seconds, just to prove a point that I'm clear about. You know, have you ever been to the doctor? And this is for the audience. Have you ever been to the doctor for a checkup because you just overall weren't feeling well, and they couldn't, and they've tried every test and everything was coming back negative, you know, because anatomically there was probably nothing wrong with your liver or your heart or any of these things they're going to check on, your lungs or whatever. But then there's that stress test that I recommend people taking, because a stress test can tell you a whole lot. And stress and blood pressure are those silent killers that, you know, because, you know, and speaking from a Black woman perspective, you know, I know that we are conditioned to, we're conditioned to do so many things, you know, and tolerate is one of the biggest. And we'll keep going and going and going and going and going because we have to. We can make all kinds of crazy excuses in our head about why we can't rest, why we can't stop, you know. And eventually, if you don't listen, guess what? You will get stopped. Real simple. And my transparent moment, there was a point maybe a couple years ago. No, more than a couple, actually. It was in 2015. But prior to that, for 2012, 13, 14, I was running ragged. I was on and off planes, moving around, a lot of stuff going on, you know, a lot of amazing things going on. And I spent a lot of time out. Sleeping was irregular, you know. Can't say I wasn't sleeping, but it was irregular, not getting enough, not taking pauses, you know. And sometimes when you do things that you love, you know, you have to be careful there, because oftentimes that you can go overboard. And not listening to my body, you know, started feeling a little different, couldn't diagnose it. I went to the doctor, saw nothing wrong, blah, 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 kept going. full throttle, because that's how I do everything on 10. And then boom, out of nowhere, I don't feel well at all. And I know in my heart of hearts something's going on. Went to the doctor, and the doctor said, you go straight from here to the hospital. And 18 days later, I emerged. And I say all this to say that if you do not take care of yourself, God has a way of shutting you down so that you do, real simple. And the Texas Deputy AG called her childish embarrassment. The Texas Deputy AG can kiss our entire ass. And that was probably the most childish thing I've ever heard an adult say to someone that should be embraced. And see, that's what I'm saying. It's the conditioning. And it's a lot of adults that are used to doing things a certain way. That's all you know, because you don't have the capacity to open your brain for anything else.
That's true.
You lack the capacity. So you're going to jump on somebody else's stuff and tell them what's not right for them, a childish embarrassment. You're crazy as hell. And if that's what he thinks about anybody taking care of themselves, and you already know what kind of leader y'all have in place, Texas, y'all are tripping anyway for a whole lot of other reasons. We didn't need the AG to prove it,
Before we slide on the Texas oil, we have a call. 6954, last 4 digits of your number. What's your name and where you calling from?
Hi, it's Mr. J, as usual.
Hey, Misty, can you speak into your phone so we can hear you nice and loud?
Yeah. Hi.
There you go.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Well, one, I would like to say that I am a fan of the Olympics. I watch the Olympics pretty faithfully since I was a child. I grew up wanting to be like Debbie Thomas, who was like the best African American skater. And if you see like what happened to her, you understand that when it comes to the Olympics, you really have to watch out for athletes, because after the Olympics, there's not much. I mean, Simone Biles had maybe 6 good years of being an athlete in her. And that's just by gymnastics rules. So she was already playing against the gun, because when she qualified at an older age. So she only had like 2 or 3 Olympics in her. It's not like she started at like 14 or something like that. But then when you understand a lot of what's going on in gymnastics and a lot of the controversy that's been going on, the United States Gymnastics Association is under fire right now and under investigation for allowing a lot of things to go on. A lot of the girls were forced to sign non-disclosure agreements, so they couldn't even talk about a lot of what was going on. And for the first time, Simone Biles actually is choosing herself. She stood up. She talked about some of the investigations. She talked about the abuse that she was subjected to, which is the first time she's actually admitted it since, everyone started this craze. And I kept saying early on, if you're, cheering her on as an athlete and not, looking into her well-being as a person after all of these allegations came out, then how do you really root for her? I mean, her mental space can't be the best. Imagine being Black and being told you're the greatest and you're going to inspire so many while being subjected to abuse, and being told that you should be lucky that your abusers have gotten you this far, and you should be lucky that you've gotten this far, because there's a lot of people in your position that aren't that far. So there's that, and understanding that mental space. But then you have to look at her team. The way that the Olympics are run, well, especially with the gymnastics, only 2 people per team are allowed to compete in the all-around. So 4 of their members actually qualified and were actually top 10, but only 2 from each team are allowed to qualify in all-arounds. So just by Simone qualifying, 2 of her teammates were knocked out automatically, because they can't remotely qualify if she qualified. And if you looked at her routine, she was already in a negative mental space. She wasn't landing her flips or anything. And she understood that. And she understood what that meant for her team, because even while not competing at her best, she was scoring higher than everyone else because she was doing more difficult a more difficult routine. And so it scored on difficulty and it scored on, technicality. So even when she wasn't at her best, she was still scoring higher than everyone else. And that's got to take, a mental toll on you too, especially when you're rooting on your team. You want your team to be their best. They've been there. You've been there twice already, and this is their first time, and they can't even compete because people see you as the greatest of all time, and they see what you do as the greatest, and everyone else is being rated by you. So I really applaud what she did, and I applaud her as a leader and as an athlete because, one, it wasn't just her mental space. She looked at her team and their mental space and what would really help to uplift them and support them. By removing herself from competition, she allowed another teammate to actually step up. It wasn't someone from a different country. It was one of her teammates that was allowed to step up. They still took silver. With or without her on the team, they probably would have, won silver because it's an overall score and not just her. So I really do applaud what she did. She also competed just to get her flips qualified. So her moves that qualified had to actually be done in a competition in order to qualify. So she did her part. She's got her name in the history books. She really didn't need much more from this Olympics than to compete one time and have her flips done in public audience so that it was codified. So she's done that already, and she allowed her teammates to excel. You can't ask for more from a leader. You can't really expect more from a leader. I really applaud her, and I hope her mental space does get better. I hope she goes to school and doesn't just stay on this whole athlete road, because a lot of the times, a lot of these athletes, after they've been in the limelight, their lives don't really reflect the same thing. So I really hope that she makes a lot of great decisions after this. And honestly, from these decisions that she's making now, it shows like she's already on that right path.
Amen.
I'm done.
All of that. I love the way she goes, I'm done.
Yeah, she drops all the jewels.
Yeah, man. Amen to all of what you said. And, and it's interesting. Like, listen, the way we discard, and the people are so fickle because you go from one, loving her, and then two, next second you want to, thank God she does not need approval. Whatever she's going to do, she just does physically. And, and half the people that are commentating and making these negative responses, like the AG, Attorney General in Texas, you couldn't do a decimal of the things that she's already proven to do it in history. This is your one moment to get any kind of headline, and that's what you do. Okay, you blew. Next. I just think that it's really, really something to think about. I think that she's a tremendous role model, not only for her generation, but for generations, period. Period.
Misty?
Yeah. And there's a lot of people that are actually saying things like, oh, well, that's not how you compete, and that's not how a winner responds to stress. And that is such an archaic idea that you have to push your mental health beyond capacity to be a champion. I mean, this is why people do resort to drugs and do fall off the wagon and do, go downhill after competing, because it's like that's all that's written into them. Our athletes aren't chattel. They're supposed to be seen as people. And sometimes we're so it's so ingrained in our mental psyche that, oh, well, this is the only way that you can get ahead when it comes to athletes. They may not be the smartest, but guess what? They're the fastest. They may not be the smartest, but guess what? They can flip really well. Okay, but they're still a person. There's still more to them than just that. And sometimes we have to really love our athletes as people and not just as chattel.
Absolutely. By doing this, she said, see me as whole. See me as whole. She forced us all to see her as like, what? Wait a minute, you're invincible. See me as whole. Absolutely, Misty. Absolutely. Absolutely. Unbelievable. But I am, if she ever sees this podcast, hats off to you. I'm super, super proud of you. I am hoping that it opens the door for so many other things outside of because there were a lot of like people that we would have expected to see go over, LeBron and some others that didn't either, because it's like, for what? You don't really need the Olympics for your career. You just don't, and yes, it's a nice little notch, but it ain't gonna make or break you. She's not gonna be no less Simone Biles, and people still in the United States still have to break her records and haven't. If that's what you're gonna, choose. But she's still an amazing athlete that nobody can take that from. She's still an amazing historic athlete, and has done some things in a very short time to be in awe with. And here's one more, one more thing. Misty, are you still there?
Yes.
What do you think about? What is your take on stress factors, just in general, and wellness?
I'm one of those people who my family's from the South, so I'm one of those people who used to believe that you're supposed to work yourself to the bone, and if you don't go home until you have to go to the hospital, you don't call in sick, you have to show up every day. And I remember I was working on Wall Street, and I literally had pneumonia to the point where I could barely walk. And my boss was like, no, you're going home. I need you to go home and take care of yourself and not come back until you feel better. And I didn't even understand that concept. Like, literally, I could have died on a train trying to get to work, just trying to, prove that I was that person. It took me a while to get to a point where self-care was very important, and acknowledging that being stressed out isn't the best. I used to say, oh, I work well under stress. Yes, I work well under stress, but guess what? I'm a better person when I'm not stressed out. I make better decisions for me when I'm not stressed out. I can sleep better when I'm not stressed out. So I truly believe self-care is very important, and making sure that your stress factor is addressed is very important, because your stress factor really does contribute to a lot of your ailments. And most people don't believe that. Honestly, that's one of the reasons, like I joke about twerking all the time. It's one of the ways that I relieve stress. Most of the time I'm seen as a very serious person. And when I go out and when I go to these classes or whatever, I'm not that person anymore. I leave it all on the dance floor. That's one way that I de-stress myself. And sometimes you have to really think out the box to really learn how to de-stress yourself. It's not always just meditation and yoga. There are other ways to de-stress yourself. And sometimes you
Sometimes,
really
trust
have
me,
to get
that
into
yoga can
that.
be stressful. That yoga stresses me out. Stretches
Get a
and
block. Get a yoga
stresses.
block.
Yeah, I need a couple of yoga blocks. But yeah, this whole situation, I don't know what gives people the state of mind where they think they have a right to judge someone um who has done things that they couldn't do on their best day. Um
But
I don't even get it. Um what is going on here? Like, why are people talking about, why are they even forming their lips to put her name in their mouth in any way other than,
it's
wow, she's amazing?
it's
And
programming. It's programming. It's cruel, and they
it's
don't understand
jealousy.
how abusive that actually is. You know,
In my opinion, they are jealous, they are hateful and spiteful
and abusive. Oh,
and abusive.
I
There's
mean,
just so
look at
much of
Mike
that going
Tyson.
on.
Mike Tyson is a very good example of what happens when you push a champion past his limit.
hmm.
I mean, how many times was he hit in the head, and then it was like, oh, but he's manic depressive. You didn't mind him being manic when he was getting hit in the head and winning. Because he wanted to bite someone, all of a sudden now he's dangerous. He's an animal. He's this. He's that.
Hmm.
And it was like, okay, but all this time when he was a champion, you were okay with him. All this time when he was undefeated, everybody loved him. But nobody looked at his mental space.
Yeah, yeah. He was a commodity, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And now cool as fuck, I'll say, because he's doing exactly what he wants. And this brings me up to the next, when I saw Michael Phelps's name pop up on the line, and thanks for that, Pop, because, Michael Phelps was, of course, we know, smoking marijuana. Now, like, if we're going to take this back just real brief, and I'm not going to get too deep with it myself, but, we all know that marijuana has been demonized for so many years for so many reasons, and it had nothing to do with the drug itself. Okay. Nothing. It's all politics, all white men doing their bullshit and declaring marijuana as something that the natives are using, and they're restless, quite frankly. But it also has been used for many, many centuries from people of indigenous cultures for medicine. And of course, that goes right out the window when you want to say the natives are restless. Okay. And then you have Michael Phelps. That was, I'm not sure if he was the first, but I'll just say documented use of marijuana for anxiety, as he called it. And then we have our current darling that was also smoking and disqualified from competition, let's just say. So here we have Mr. Phelps and Miss Richardson, both disqualified. Well, Michael wasn't, that came after or something. I don't remember exactly, but I just know that they both, and quite frankly, marijuana does separate, does help with anxiety, and it has been used for centuries by cancer patients, and has been used for centuries for people that are doing indigenous medicines and rituals. So now we have, she got disqualified because, the rules are the rules. You can't use anything. Okay, I get it. But, there may be something to anxiety, that, caught in the off season. Yeah, right. Thank you. And quite frankly, if he's smoking on camera, it's because he probably has that as as part of his lifestyle. It clearly didn't affect his it clearly did not affect his athleticism, and it didn't affect Shikari's athleticism either, but they got other things going on, and there are other things that, just because they make it look easy doesn't mean it is. You guys we all see the finished product, or we see whatever came as a result from many, many years of training that we don't see, and there's high pressure, just like we sit in the stands with anxiety bubbling and want to watch. Can you imagine what people that are actually doing it feel?
Hello?
Can you imagine? You may need to mute yourself, Jay.
Okay.
So I'm just saying that, again, my opinion of Simone is hats off to your sister girl. Continue being that guiding light. Continue making us proud, and fuck the naysayers, because it's just bullshit. It's bullshit, and quite frankly, you and Naomi are to be applauded for your bravery, for your athleticism, and just for your womanhood. Just for your overall womanhood, and as being athletes to watch. I thank you for the moments that you have given us that you've never disappointed in, and for all the little girls that I watch that watch you, do your best. So, you have partaken in the wacky tobacco for my anxiety. Yes, the wacky tobacco for anxiety. And, and there's all kinds of wacky tobacco, and, and I just say that, in partaking in any of it, just make sure that it is not stepped on. You can get some fresh wacky tobacco if that's what you need. And, and that's it, at this point, because it's now taxable and others can make money from it. Here we go with it's no longer illegal. Ooh. In a lot of states, on the federal level, they're on some bullshit, as they always have been. But, a lot of the states are making their own decisions about it. But it's money based, and I'm hoping that people that have been disenfranchised by it for so many years and have been locked up on these senseless charges because of it can now do it in a way that is ethical and is healthy for the communities, if that's what you want to do. You know, yeah, it's way too dangerous, these two. Yeah, it is. If you are getting it from sources that you're not clear about. So yes, but there are places you can go to, you know, that you can partake safely. And you know, and if you have anxiety, which is a legitimate condition, you know, there's hope for that. There's hope for that. Without, it's interesting how you can't smoke marijuana, but you can take lithium or whatever else comes with. You know, you can take their synthetic drugs that are what do you call it? Uh, Control substance, but you can't smoke weed. That never sat right with me, you know, ever. You know, just weird how you can do all those other things, but you can't smoke marijuana. Ooh. Oh, yeah, yeah. So what else is happening this week in the news? We have the mayor and the president. They are going to announce that they are making it mandatory vaccines, or in New York, weekly testing for federal employees. Okay, what do y'all think about that? I mean, if you don't want to get the vaccine, you can get tested every week. But what do y'all think about that? Is that too much to ask? Who should that testing be on? You know, what do you think? Basement shout out to rapper, songwriter, producer, actor, streamer. Yeah, we can't take that away from Soulja Boy. Tell him. What do you think about that, Jay?
I don't know what you were saying.
I was saying that we're going to have an announcement, if it hasn't been made already, that they're going to make it mandatory for federal employees to have to take the vaccine or test every week. What do you think?
At this point, I don't know what to think, to be honest. My opinion is just my opinion.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking for.
Yeah, I know. But my opinion is that everybody should stay safe, and everybody is not staying safe. The country has reopened, and it's still not safe. And people are taking vaccines, and they're still not safe. They're safer with the vaccine. I'm not a doctor, nor am I a scientist. I know that there are breakthrough where people are being vaccinated and they're still getting sick.
Dying.
Some people are still dying. Some people, are getting it and still not having symptoms or mild symptoms, or I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
People are, the news is reporting various different things. So you don't know what to believe. This study says this study says that.
Yeah.
For me, you know where you could find me. In the basement. Period. I just, what I've noticed? I have not had a common cold in this whole year and a half or whatever it is. And since I've gotten better, because I was sick in March of 2020 through probably June. And yeah, I was really not well, but I didn't want to let everybody know I wasn't feeling well, whatever. Now I'm over it, so I'm good. But I was also experiencing a lot of asthma attacks previously, like years from up until that point. And since I've been home, my asthma seems to be better controlled.
Mm-hmm.
And also because I guess I get respiratory infections, or if you have a cold and you're in my house, I'm gonna get a cold. We together, I'm gonna catch it. I have allergies, I have this, I have that.
Yeah.
But guess what? I have not been the most outside of, things that are just biological that you're just gonna have, that, whatever. In terms of catching somebody else's germs, I have not done that. Not you know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I'm cool with the mask. I may be wearing the mask well into 2042. It don't matter. Not to say that I'll be in the basement all this time, prayerfully, and basically either there's going to be an actual cure or an actual vaccine. I don't know that what is out there now is the actual vaccine. If there is to be one, is there going to be herd immunity? I don't know. Eventually, um, just like every other plague we've had, it'll die down prayerfully, not causing many others to have to lose their lives over this thing. But my feeling about certain states trying to get employees to take the vaccine or be tested weekly, you have a choice. You get the vaccine or you could be tested. If you're tested, you test negative, you wear your mask, you go to work. You test positive, you stay home.
Now, if you're that concerned about employees, keep them out of the office.
But that's the most commonsensical
I
thing.
mean, no, but like we spent a whole year inside, right? Not coming to the office. If you are that concerned about employees, keep them out of the brick and mortar spaces and accommodate at home space for them to work, or limit their exposure in those offices. Because I used to work at a place that had, it was the basement, but they called it the garden level for real estate purposes. It had one busted ass HVAC system that was improperly installed. Let me just say that. And every time someone on one side of the building got sick, it would travel all the way over to the other departments. And there were a lot of people working down there. A lot of people working down there with 3 bathrooms. It was like more than 50 people working down there, with 3 bathrooms. So you can imagine, I just remember whenever I was out in the field, not being in a rush to get back to the office, because particularly in the wintertime, if one person got sick, 90% of the time there were others that had it as well. So I wasn't trying to play myself with the COVID thing. I basically stayed in my office. I was one of the fortunate few that had an office with a door. And I stayed in my office with it closed, and I kept my sanitary items close by. I continuously sprayed doorknobs and things that were universally touched by a whole lot of others. But yeah, it was, if you're that concerned, to listen to the people that want to stay home and give them that option, like make it vaccines, testing, or stay at home. I'll bet you'll cure this whole situation.
Yeah. I mean, personally, I don't mind staying home. I get my job done. Honestly, I've been going back to work. They have us going in now, like I go in twice a week, and I don't mind doing it twice a week. It's actually nice because I don't go out, so it forces me to go further than I would go. And I love my physical office, and the view from my office is just delicious. So it's a treat to go out, but I wear my mask the whole time that I'm in the office, and I'm not in close proximity to many people, and I have a door, like you said, and for the most part, the door is closed.
That's good.
So, I mean, I feel safe with everything. I'm just saying, if
When you say you don't go out, does that mean you like your backyard too?
well, you've been to the cribby, and we have like a little patio thing. So every now and then I'll go out there. I went out there and I said, you know what? I can work out here. I can sit out here and I can work till the bees came. Then I'm like, oh man, can't even do that, right? So, I mean, I'll go out for a walk around and stuff.
Good,
9
good.
Jersey icons will have a service area. Oh, yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
You know what? Put it up there, Pop.
Yes, yes, yes. Congratulations from the basement. The state of New Jersey has announced that 9 New Jersey icons will have a service area in the Garden State Parkway renamed in their honor. And the 9 service areas will be renamed as follows: Montevideo, the James Gandolfini service area. And James Gandolfini is the actor who we all know well as from Tony from The Sopranos.
I thought he was going to save the best for last, man.
Huh?
I thought he was going to save the best for last.
Yes. And Brookdale North, the Larry Doby service area. Brookdale South, the Connie Chung service area. The Chesapeake, what is it that the Cheesequake is the John Bon Jovi service area. And the area Monmouth is the Judy Blume. Wow, I didn't know Judy Blume was from Jersey. Judy Blume service area. And Forked River is the Celia Cruz service area. And the area Atlantic is the Frank Sinatra service area. And the area Ocean View is the Toni Morrison service area. And last but certainly not least,
Right.
the area Vauxhall is the Whitney E. Houston service area. Congratulations to all the renamed service areas from the basement.
That's right. That's what's up. That's what's up.
I
mean, for all of them, for every single one. And just a reminder, we mentioned it last time, or a time before, that Miss Sarah Dash, Trenton, New Jersey native Sarah Dash, has been named to the New Jersey Hall of Fame. That's what's up also.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Yes. That's dope. And I just want to give a shout out to the Whitney E. Houston estate for doing an amazing job at keeping her legacy forward, revealing things. I'm excited about what's to come. And just shout out to all of you who are continuously making sure that her legacy stays with us from time and time. She needs to be right above there with Elvis and all the rest of them they support, who and everybody else. So yes, amen to y'all, and keep pushing it. It's amazing. Yeah, he was a sweetheart, actually, James Gandolfini, and really well casted, because if you've ever seen him in person or been around him in person, he carried that regality with him, although he was opposite of Tony Soprano, but he carried that thing. He had an it thing, it factor, as they say. But shout out to his family. Yeah, South New Jerseyan.
Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart prepare him room. Let heaven and nature heaven and nature sing.
I just wanted to hear her voice a little bit.
Yes. That is actually one of my favorite. You know, I'm not a huge fan of Christmas songs, but has to be one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Joy, 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 joy to the world.
Hey, Sage, how you doing?
Sage.
Yeah, so tomorrow's one of those days I'll be hiking it out to Staten Island, and guess
King country.
Yeah.
Yes, and we are Leo season. And coming up on the birthday of the late great legend icon darling diva herself in August. And she shares a birthday with one of our darlings as well.
Oh yeah.
So getting ready to celebrate on the 9th, and we will be celebrating Papi Chulo as well.
Pop. Can I tell you that last year celebrating Pop's birthday was like a highlight for me. It was one of very few highlights of last year. And
yeah, we hadn't been out.
Yeah, not only had I not been out, but going out to celebrate someone who I really admired, you know, and thought so highly of, you know, because you can meet a lot of people and, you know, you feel a way or you don't, you know me. There's not that many people that
you're so cantankerous.
Who's cantankerous?
You are.
Me?
Yes, that's the Scorpion way. That's what I've lived with all of my life. Well, not live with, but have known very well and intimately. My mother is a Scorpion.
You saying your mother's cantankerous?
Oh yeah, she can be. Yes.
I guess as Scorpions, yeah, we can. You were supposed to be a Scorpio, but you were a preemie.
So you're an actual Libra then, if that's it? Is that what you say?
Must be.
Yes. Which is where you were supposed to be, love. The most cherished sign in the zodiac.
Well, that's not exactly true. It's a sign.
It is.
I don't know about cherished. I guess it's cherished by Libras.
Yes. And those who love them.
And those who love them. That would make sense. That would make sense. I think even though I know that people seem to, I know we do. We definitely do. People revere Scorpions in a particular kind of way. I'm going to use that word revere. But I think that the most loved sign, and maybe it could be because my mom is an Aquarian. But I think it's Aquarian, and that's because Aquarians are ahead of their time. They're people persons.
Mayors.
Yeah, they're mayors. They're out there. They are flamboyant to some extent, colorful, and just groovy people, you know. And I think and you don't tell your wife I said that, you know. I think that Aquarians are the most loved people, but it's true. I think they are. I think that's the sign that I love the most, not, you know, in a romantic way, but like my heart, there's a soft spot for Aquarians.
Well, I've been surrounded by quite a few of them. You know, my first Aquarian was my brother, actually. His birthday is the day before Mo's, and then came one of my dear friends in Philly, and they are ahead of themselves and can be seen as, you know, a little disarming in a sense, you know, because by the time we catch up, they were already on to something else, and it may not seem to be the favorable thing. But yeah, they're super smart,
Yeah.
and oftentimes, because they're so far ahead of a lot of folk, they can also bore it very easily,
Yeah.
So they just start throwing bricks at stuff because they're bored.
Yeah. Yeah. I love Aquarians. Good people, funny as hell, and smart, like you said, Yeah. But now Scorpions, we get a bad rap. You're right, Misty J.
How so?
People say that we're moody and dark, cantankerous. People say.
You can be.
I just think we're fucking sexy, and we.
There's something sexy about being moody, dark, and cantankerous. That's what you're saying?
No, I didn't say that we are moody, dark, and cantankerous. I
Oh.
just said that that's what people say.
Mm.
Then again, coming from a basement dweller, coming from a temperamental, mysterious, yeah, that's what they say. They that's what they say.
Who is they? They, please come to the principal's office.
Yo, Gabby Greta, isn't it true that Scorpions are said to be? I know, right? She's all that was like a slurp, not a sip. She slurped that one. They say that Scorpions are mysterious. Like, think of a really sexy witch. That's the way that they describe us, really. Like a really, kinky ass witch, which is not a bad thought. Anyway, yeah.
Scorpion rules birth and death, the alpha and omega of physical life, a serious position. Yeah, almost too serious for a Scorpion.
Fuck. Life and death.
Yeah, see, I can see that because, it's one extreme or the other, birth, life. The sex is amazing with a Scorpion.
No, that's true.
Allegedly.
It's pretty much true. And at least I think so.
She's having sex with herself.
Yes, that too. Yes. Hey, it's happened. And
hats off.
Yeah. Actually,
that better be the first person everybody's having sex with. I feel sorry for you if it ain't.
Yeah, I have to say I was quite satisfied to some degree. Yeah. And the great thing, Pop, is that a Scorpion will comply and then put you in a position if that's what needs to happen. The Scorpions don't have those kind of sexual, like, let's just get it. That. Wah.
Yeah, it was a hard left.
Yeah, I know.
See that? No stop sign, right in the middle of the intersection.
I know. All right, let's. What time is it? Yeah, it's a good time to. What the hell is that? What the hell is it? Let us. I guess this is a good time to do a what do you call it? A Black History moment?
Hey.
Can we do one of those?
We sure can.
Let's see if we can. And I just wanted to throw that up there just because I wanted to throw that up there. I know. JaVonne.
Nice. I love that black and white of that minute.
Yeah, isn't it nice? Okay, here we go. Black History. Okay. Yeah, that's what's up, right? So, Buffalo Soldiers were established on July 28th, 1866, when Congress passed the Army Organization Act. This act authorized the creation of 4 new cavalry regiments, 2 which would be composed of African American troops. This was the historical beginning of the famed 9th and 10th Buffalo Soldier Cavalry regiments. These soldiers represented the military in the finest tradition of bravery and valor in Indian battles in the West, the Spanish American War, maintaining the Mexican border neutrality laws, the Philippines, and with battles with Pancho Villa in the Mexican punitive expedition during 1916. On April 24th, 1898, Spain declared war on the United States, followed by the United States declaring war on Spain April 25th, 1998. That is so funny. I'm sorry. They declared war on us, so we said, oh yeah, well then we declare war on you. African American regiments of the 9th and 10th Cavalry, along with the 24th and 25th Infantry, were some of the first troops dispatched to the war. In April of 1898, Major General William Schaffner led 17,000 troops, of which 3,000 were African Americans, into Cuba. According to the National Archives, it has records on the 9th and 10th Cavalry spanning over 80 years from 1866 to 1946. Wow. That's history, y'all. That's a Black history moment for y'all.
Yeah, one that clearly was left out of the history books in a lot of senses.
Yep.
Payton didn't speak wholly of them Buffalo Soldiers. He expounded, but I don't recall the deets now. The great Dr. Ben. Okay.
Yep. And I guess this would also be a good time to then share with you all the most recent rapid fire. How about that? I could do that. Now, why do I have 2 of the same thing? Interesting. Let's do it.
Oh, here we go. Love.
Forever.
Children.
Incredible.
Music.
Heartbeat.
Black people.
Powerful.
Song.
Peaceful.
Thank you very much. Ron, you're up next.
All right now. Woohoo! All right, hold on. Education.
Oh, me. Oh,
Yeah,
I thought
you.
you were saying her. Oh,
No, it's all about you.
A tool.
Okay. Beauty.
Internal.
Sensitivity.
Oh my God. Why am I getting stumped? Sensitivity. Meekness.
Sexy.
Sensual. Sexy. Well, okay, I'm being goofy. Sexy. What can I think? I don't know. Sexy is what comes to me. I think I said sensual.
Yeah, sensual works.
Yeah, sorry.
That's okay. Shaka Khan.
Queen.
That's it. Thank you so much.
Sexy. Sexy.
You could say Derek Muhammad.
Sexy. Derek Muhammad. I ain't saying that. Sexy. Whatever. We'll just leave that alone.
You could put yourself in there.
He said I'm being a hater.
Well, you know, sensual is your word. That's what you said, and it works.
Yep. Hi. This was the first thing that came to me. Hi, this is Karen White, and you're in the basement with JaVonne and Terez. Hi, this is Karen White, and you're in the basement with JaVonne and Terez.
That was great. Would you do one for the radio station also?
Yes.
That would be dope.
It's fun. I've never done a live radio drop. Look,
dope?
Sometimes we be messing up and doing it like 5 and 10 times. Like,
we keep them. We keep all the
right now.
Yeah. No, we keep them and have fun with it later, you know.
Okay.
Hi, this is Karen White, and you're listening to WJBR Internet Radio.
Hi, this is Karen White, and you're listening to WBJR Internet Radio.
Okay, it's WJBR. You almost had it.
We are WJBR.
Right. Okay. It's like JaVonne's Basement Radio.
WJBR. Okay. Hi, this is Karen White, and you're listening to WJBR Radio, Internet Radio. Look. Can I get a pen, please, sir? I'm going to write this down.
Yeah, Derek, you're supposed to write it down, man.
I have WJBR, but then
WJBR Internet Radio.
I like the blah, blah, blah one, though. I do like that one.
Yeah, the blah, blah, blah was cute.
Internet Radio. This is WJBR Internet Radio.
Yep.
Here we go. One more time. Let's go. Okay. Hi, this is your girl, Karen White, the Superwoman, and you're listening to WJBR Internet Radio.
Yes!
Hey, she did that.
LGBTQ. The con and the boys know what to do. If you're fierce and you're feeling fancy free, maybe that's a fabulosity. Come through for the LGBTQ. The con and the boys know what to do. If you're fierce and you're feeling fancy free, maybe that's a fabulosity. Dance, strike a pose, mama, hit that stance. If you're glamorous, here's your chance. Put the pumps on and both goes hand. Shante, work the world like it's your runway. Yeah, we queer and we here to stay. We did not come to play, we slay. Said beat the mug, beat it. Gag the girls, eat it. Yeah, tonight we cute. We gon' dance the house down, boots. Work. LGBTQ. The con and the boys know what to do. If you're fierce and you're feeling fancy free, maybe that's a fabulosity. Come through for the LGBTQ. The con and the boys know what to do. If you're fierce and you're feeling fancy free, maybe that's a fabulosity. Jump. Category is serving pumps. Work it, shimmy, and shake that rump. Crank the bass, make the whole place bump. Feeling like I'm a superstar. Serving looks, honey, raise that bar. Can't nobody be who I are. I say beat the mug, beat it. Gag the girls, eat it. Yeah, tonight we cute. We gon' dance the house down, boots. LGBTQ. The con and the boys know what to do. If you're fierce and you're feeling fancy free, maybe that's a fabulosity. Come through for the LGBTQ. The con and the boys know what to do. pierce, you'll be feeling fancy free. Baby, that's that fabulosity. Come through for the LGBTQ. Shaka Khan and the boys know what to do. If you pierce, you'll be feeling fancy free. Baby, that's that fabulosity.
Nice.
Okay, I'm finished.
Oh, Todrick. Okay.
Yeah. Got a little something going on there with Shaka Khan. Shaka Khan and Todrick.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. I dug that. I've been sitting on that for a minute. I just sat on it and I didn't play it.
Oh, they made paella, huh? The whole spiritual experience in here. Oh, and you know, it's a certain way you got to hold your mouth when you're making paella.
Yeah.
Really, she was in the kitchen like this.
Yeah, you gotta, it's a little something. Yep. It is. See, you talking about good food, and I'm sitting in the basement eating M&Ms. It's a shame. It's a damn shame.
You know, it's funny because I'm trying to starve this this little head cold away, and so I've been drinking juices and sea moss, which actually helped a lot. You know, trying to get it together by the end of the week. You know, and isolating, myself from others.
Yeah.
It's so funny. You can't even get a cold anymore, or allergies, particularly. But you know something you mentioned earlier about not having allergies last year. I didn't get an attack last year either.
I have not had my typical stuff that I have every season. It's something different. You know what I mean? Like my seasonal stuff has been minimal. I can't say that there's not been any asthma. There's been a little bit, but not in the same way. And it's not because I've been living so healthy. I ain't gonna say, like, oh, I'm eating and working out and so my asthma is going away. That would be some bullshit. That I would not lie to you guys. Although I do have this nifty
You pulled that out like it was like
I know, right? Like a commercial. Vitamin fisherman. But this is just a water bottle that it tells you, like, it has the time, like every hour, 8, 9, 10, blah, 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 all the way up until 7 p.m. And it says, get started. Remember your goal. Keep chugging. Don't give up. Almost there. You did it. And then, like, it goes down to 1 p.m. and then you're supposed to refill it. And then it goes all the way down again, saying the same thing, and then it says you did it at 7 p.m. So I did my quota for the day and this is a 32-ounce bottle. And so yeah.
Cool. Very cool. Very, very cool.
Yeah, I'm trying to do something right.
It's funny that my allergies were set off by like dust and dander generally. And you know how you decide you're gonna clean your house like bananas, and I just wanted to do that. And usually what I do is when I get in one of those rages, I cover my face anyway. Long before COVID, I was using a mask because of my allergies. And right now, even talking on the show, it's easier than talking in person because I have to push more. I don't have to push here.
Yeah.
Almost like I'm whispering in the room, literally.
I know. If I don't push my voice, then people think I'm trying to be sexy, and it's not that I'm, if I let the voice come out just smoothly, just without pushing, I think it must sound crazy to other people. It doesn't sound sexy to me, but it.
Pop, what are you doing?
I don't know what he's doing.
What are you doing?
Candy donut, the original glazed donut.
Oh my God, what are you doing into my life?
And why? Why are you doing that, Pop?
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I went. Yeah, it's funny. I went to I went to a park the other day in a radial city, which is in Queens on the waterfront.
Mm.
And damn, just lost my train of thought. But oh my God, I just lost my train of thought. Only to say, went out and had a great time. Lord Finesse, thank you. Back, my train is back. Lord Finesse was DJing, and for those of you who know who Lord Finesse is, he's a legend. Producer, rapper, stays busy, stays working. And he was DJing one of the most amazing sets I have been to in a long time. And what I loved about his sets is that he played your beloved songs, but the production on those songs, it wasn't just like he played the record. And it wasn't like he was just scratching, because he wasn't doing a whole lot of scratching. He'd already produced how he wanted his sound, and then he blended them live, which is amazing on the record. It was like, oh my God, like it was something that I have not experienced in a long, long time. Shout out to Lord Finesse for that. Shout
I'd
out.
just like to know why LaVonne has to put some pants on to go downstairs and get some food. Oh my.
Well, maybe she's wearing shorts or house shorts, like we all wear sometimes when we're just pouncing around.
Like where, like downstairs to the kitchen or downstairs outside?
We live somewhere in proximity to a Krispy Kreme, the Lucky Stiff. I don't know if that's
Oh,
blessing or it wouldn't be lucky for me. It'd only be lucky for me. Everybody would know when you came to my house what dessert I'd be serving. Krispy Kreme, this, that, or the other. But man, I don't know what I'd do if I lived anywhere near a Krispy Kreme.
I think it's because Pop is showing all these donuts. That's all. She's going to Krispy Kreme. But what happened to the paella? And paella. What's up with that? You get so full on that. How you gonna go to donuts?
And is your bae of Latin influence or heritage?
Or is it gumbo?
Well, that would be Creole.
Yeah, because see, I don't know. It's kind of similar.
Or is she Southern and just could do the damn thing?
This is true too. Just
know?
do it. But Krispy Kreme, yummy. I'm glad there's no Krispy Kreme near me.
Your wife hasn't bought home any lately? I remember one time. See, Southern. Yep. You're thinking the same thing. Yes. Every time we have family night, Pop always manages to bring Krispy Kreme snacks, and I say to myself, "Okay, I'm only having one," and then 3 hours later,
Yeah.
half of them are gone. Ugh.
The only reason why I only have one is because when Cheryl does bring them, if I'm fortunate, I can have one.
She doesn't give you.
Yeah, it's not that kind of party. Not that kind of party.
I remember being online very late, and I don't know if it's because like Facebook, I'm not really on a lot. So I was scrolling through to see, what I was catching up on or whatever. And up pops a video of Cheryl like this.
Yep. That was
like,
her.
And at first, before I looked at the time of the video, I said, "Is one open now?" But she's like, Southern can do the damn thing comment. Yes, that is true. I have Southern roots as well, and I have not met a dish that I couldn't replicate.
Oh, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
You're a good cook. I did not know that.
So they have said that. I just like food, and I believe that if you like food and you worship it the way I do, and sometimes a little too much, I could eat something and then, dissect the like food and music are the same to me. Like I could hear something and dissect the instruments. Mm-hmm. Food, I like to dissect the ingredients. And it also used to relax me a lot, cooking,
You know what? We should play a little game.
Uh-oh.
You just gave me an idea of a new game. Let me see.
I did not need to know that. Times Square is in my backyard.
You are a bass line person. You are a bass person, right?
And yes, and percussion.
All right. What? Oh no. Let me see. Give me a second. Let me hook it up. And let's see if Rez can guess what bass line this is.
Okay. I can't hear it.
You can't hear it?
I can't hear it now.
Is that louder? Is that louder for you?
It's really muddy. I can't. It sounds like you're dragging a chair across the floor.
All right.
Oh, I'm turning red. Who could this be? I looked over to the left.
All right, let's do something with a
Shout
better
out to Jasmine Sullivan.
with a better bass line. Hold on.
That's
Yeah, because that one does come in dirty, and I'm not sure how it sounds through all of this. So
shout out to Tweet.
yes. All right, let's see this. Let's see if this one works. Just the bass line start.
I can't hear it.
You can't hear it.
It sounds very muffled.
Okay, let me try something else then. I'll give you what that was.
That's that Isley Brothers.
Yes. Okay. Let me just try one more. And if it doesn't work, then this was a terrible game.
It's you can't really hear it. It sounds like
yes. I get that. Hold on. Let me just see something. Let me see.
I love it when you call me Big Papa. The dime dropper.
All right. Let's just see how this one goes.
Oh yeah.
Yep, that's it.
Oh yeah.
You're never gonna catch my love. Now because you wear all those fancy clothes.
Well, that was just a yeah, everybody got that.
You know what's scary about this? That you played, Mr. Big Stuff, is that I was just talking about this song the other day in the car, and where I heard it first. And I was a little girl, and my babysitter's daughter, who owned a beauty salon, used to come get the kids that her mom babysat for and do their hair up. So by the time we came back to our parents, we were all looking like little dolls, right? And her name was Dolores Jackson. Shout out to Miss Jackson.
Sorry, Miss Jackson.
Yeah, Miss Jackson from the Heights in Hempstead. and Vermont Avenue. I don't remember the number, but she lived on Vermont Avenue, and she had a daughter named Dolores who was sweet as all get out. I just remember being in love as a kid with her smile, because she was a plus size woman who just, when she grabbed and held you and hugged you, you just felt like just absorbed in love, you know. And I always liked people who made me feel, you know, feel good. And she was safe, you know. And she would take us to get our hair done, and she would always play that song, you know, and we would all be singing it as kids. Mr. Big Stuff, tell me, who do you think you are? And that's where I first heard it, and it's been endeared to me ever since.
You know what? Your first memory of Mr. Big Stuff just reminded me of my very first memory ever.
Of? What do you mean?
Like my earliest memory. Like, you know, the first thing, like when you think back, what is your earliest memory?
Right.
And mine is of me sitting on a bed with my babysitter, who was then 16.
Mm-hmm.
And I must have been about 3, possibly 4, but more than likely about 3. And we were watching on a little black and white television, Channel 4. Reason I know it was Channel 4 was the show F Troop.
F Troop.
And what I remembered about it was the Native American guy, supposedly, those white guy, right?
Racist show. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I remember the proud as a peacock. I remember that. That's the thing that hooked me. And I remember I used to suck my pinky, and I was sucking my pinky and rubbing her thigh because she was a big girl, and I was rubbing her thigh, and she had these stockings on that either had a run or they were what do you call them, like fishnet. I don't know. I don't know if they were fishnet. I don't know. More than likely she probably had a run. But yeah, that's my earliest memory, and I was sitting there sucking my pinky and rubbing her thigh. Yeah, it was, and watching F Troop. Yep.
Wow. No, not originally, but grew up there. Yes. Yes, went to school there, grew up there.
Yep. So,
wow.
Yeah.
So
Basement After Dark.
Basement After Dark. Yes. So what you basically saying is that you okay.
I was a baby. I was just feeling on a, like on the, it felt nice. She was soft. You said big girl, and the big lady just hugged
what do you know about
love, and I felt love or comfort, or like it felt nice. So I was feeling on it, you know. I was touching her in a thigh.
Usually people have to be afraid of the babysitters. So here's the first time I'm hearing it's the other way around. It's like, no, I don't want to work for that lady. Her child feels me up.
Look, she was probably happy. I mean, it was me after all. I was just, you know, but I'm just saying.
You know what?
I was a baby, you know, I didn't know. I knew what I knew, but I didn't know what I know now. If I knew then what I know now.
I ran through Old West, and I ran through Rosedale too. I used to come to Rosedale because they had one of my friends lived there, and they used to have vicious card and fish fry parties back in the day. And this was on a weekly basis. I mean, they just grew, you know, and we would come to Rosedale, and I literally would get chased out of Rosedale for the card games. Yeah. Rosedale brings back some old fond memories. Yep.
I just feel like there has to be yet another game. You know, like sort of a name that tune sort of game I want to play with you.
Name that drum roll.
Okay. All right.
You come from Babylon because you're a Babylon MC.
Let's see. Drum roll.
My favorite?
Yeah.
Oh man. Drum roll has to be the first that comes to mind is Brick House, of course.
Oh yeah, that's hot.
That's like always been like that drop, boom, 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 boom. That's the bass line, but you know,
Green Acres.
Green Acres Mall, yes. The Valley Stream Mall.
So how about we do this? We do a little name that tune and everybody can play it. If you know the answer, you type it in. Bae went out to get the donuts.
See, my babe would never do that. She'd come back with 2 whole dozens and say, babe, this is the last time we're doing this. I'll go, sure.
Last time tonight, right?
We both are super foodies, which has been, that was the way we rekindled our relationship and is the way we sustain it. And, you know, we both need to get it together.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. All right. So should I give you the instrument? No, I'll just give you the bass and the drums and the percussion.
Okay.
And you name that tune.
All right, I'll try.
You can do it. I know you can.
Okay.
Anybody? Nobody? Hey, Debbie Turner.
What up, Deb?
All right, I'm gonna give it to you.
Tonight, you need that. Tonight, believe that. Tonight, I'll be the best you ever had. I don't wanna brag, that I'll be the best you ever.
Here's your next one.
Hey. Oh, they know all the things together.
Yo.
Johnny Mitchell. Hey, that's Janet.
True. Okay. Here's one. This one I think is a friend of yours. Hold on.
I wish been dreaming about you. Let you
Tell me when you're ready.
There we go.
You ready?
Yeah.
Saw it coming back some miles, and I'm so glad you took the ride.
Okay.
Yeah, you're the one I do adore. Could I ever ask for more? You're the special kind of wild child. It's like you've been here once before. Nothing can make me
Clean up. Oh, yeah, woman.
Whoa. It's that era. It's that era. You close. Sexy baby.
Oh, yes.
Love and daddy. Woo! Let me be your rocket. Yeah. I'll rock you away from here. Come to me, baby. Oh my God.
Hurt and pain. Like my heart with your everlasting flame.
Okay, we're gonna do one more.
Ooh. Sexy baby, good love and day. Ooh, let me be your rocket, yeah. Rock your way from here. Let's get it on.
Nothing, Rez?
No.
That's the bass.
Love of my dreams, such joy to my life. The blueprint to my life. I wanna make an announcement. It's gonna take more than a minute to tell how wonderful my world is since you walked in it. Every word, every detail. I'm so in the moment. I know I shouldn't be so open, but you make me feel so wanted. I'm taking all my mind. I'm wearing no disguise, so I can show you the heart behind these eyes, so you can see how you bring. You are the love of my dreams. You bring such joy to my life. To blueprint. See, I used to think that love was overrated, but somehow I'm thinking differently. Yeah, when I'm with you, become reality. Oh, what you do to me, baby, you are the love, such joy to my life, yeah. You are the blueprint. You, yeah. You are the, yeah. You bring such joy. You are the blueprint to my love.
That is going to cost me.
Well, she's probably not watching.
No.
So you are fortunate.
This is going to live somewhere.
As long as we're in the basement, what's done in the basement stays in the basement.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. The first time I saw her perform that live was at, I believe, MJ Pack. And she'd gotten, which has an incredible sound system. And she did live instrumentation on that. And that song sounded incredible live.
Yeah.
With the drum punches. Yeah. Blueprint. Right. And I suck.
You don't suck. I mean, it just
suck.
so you don't suck. I mean,
as Misty J said, damn, we're gonna have to edit that one out.
You know what? I'll tell you what. How about this?
No, come on.
Next time she's on the show, we'll let her play the game and see if she knows it herself. And if she doesn't get it, well then
the rats in the basement.
You know, I can't stand rats. Can I just tell you that is the biggest thorn?
Where do you see them in New York City?
I'm not going to say. I'm not talking about rodents. I'm talking about rats as in people.
As in snitches?
Snitches. Like people that can't wait to tell something. To backbiting. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I just can't.
Okay.
I can't. I can't.
You have to perfect the art of giving them something to share, you know.
I guess so, but I don't have time for the shenanigans. I really don't.
Yeah, but the reality is nobody cares.
Fucking rats. I can't stand them. I can't stand them.
See, it's giving the people the power because really essentially nobody cares. And if they do care, it's there for a short period of time.
People always trying to start some shit.
We live in the culture of attention spans being as short as fleas. So at the end of the day, if they care, it's only for a short period of time.
Let me play this song for LaVonne. You know, I got to play it for my cousin. Here you go, baby.
Remix.
The remix.
Soul on soul production. Nah, man.
Baby, come on to me now. Miss you. Give me what I'm missing. Come on to me now. Need you. The role that I've been missing, baby. I've been tossing, turning all week long. From these lonely nights I'm spending, and I know I was wrong to let you go. Can't get you off my mind. Your love the reason why. I think of the time we shared, me and you together. Baby, come on to me now. Yes, you. Come give me what I'm missing. Come on to me now. I need you. You're all that I've been missing. I was wrong to let you go, boy. Now I know it's true. Let's talk about it. Baby, I miss you. Day and night, all I do is think of you. I'm so alone. So baby, come home. Need you. I think of the time we shared, me and you together. Baby, come home. Come home to me now. sit and wonder what went wrong. Oh, my love had no delay, and my feeling will never fade away. Everything was the same old same. So don't you try to love me now. It's too late. It's too late. Don't you try to make things right. I won't wait. I can't wait. Now you made up your mind. If you wanna be with me, stop messing with my mind. Don't waste my time. Don't waste my time.
Yeah. Little Momo.
Monizy. You know, she got bars. You know, she has another alias. It's Mo Bars.
Oh, I got it.
She's been doing some features for a few rappers. So, you know, she's always deemed herself a frustrated rapper. So I'm listening. So one day she has this song playing that she had just come out of the studio with, and I'm hearing rap and not using Monifa, using Mo Bars, Mobarz. So I was like, and here's the thing. Shh. She got bars. Now, where she got bars from, I don't know. Got bars. I was like, oh, wow. You're just the gift that keeps on giving, aren't you?
That's what's up. That's what's up.
She's featured on 2 projects from the rapper who actually we've had on the show before. And she's written for a little bit of everybody.
Wait, don't tell me. Is it Marquis?
Marquis.
You know, I think about her a lot, and I'm always like, you know, we got to have her back on the show because we haven't had her on this rendition of the show.
Right.
So
yeah, and she's got a new project that she's working on with some fabulosity on it too.
That's what's up. Hashtag Mo Bars.
But just so you know, Marquis has ghostwritten for quite a few of your faves that you would not know. And you know, she's a dope MC. She really is. And yes, you can't sleep on an aquarium because they bring out. Yeah,
that's my most loved sign, man. I love them in a family way though, which is so odd to me. It's
yes.
It is so odd to me that when I meet people and I'm 100% initially just drawn to them on a straight up friend tip, and it's fun and it's funny.
Yeah.
They always end up being Aquarians.
Yeah.
And it's just that. It's just fun, funny. I love you. You family now. And I just wonder if it's because my mom is that Aquarian and I get that energy. But that's the Aquarian thing, man.
Everybody that surrounds me
I did date an Aquarian. I did date an Aquarian. Yes. My
Okay.
ex was an Aquarian. I just remembered that shit.
Okay. See?
That
They're
was
always around. And it's funny.
many moons ago.
I had one for a very long time, that all of a sudden here comes another one. And then now I'm literally surrounded by them. And it's funny because they all have similar traits. So I know that, when things are up and running, that we'll have to have an Aquarian get together, because Kat is an Aquarian, Lou is an Aquarian, Lex is an Aquarian, Wanda's an Aquarian, my brother's an Aquarian, Big John is an Aquarian, Ruth is I'm surrounded.
Can you swim? But can you swim?
Well, see, somebody has to balance those motherfuckers out, because here goes the Libra energy right there. And it is what it is. Like,
now that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. That is so cool. That makes a lot of sense to me right there. I love that.
We're the only sign that is not replicated, that is not a person or an animal. We're an inanimate object. You realize that? The only one in the entire zodiac.
Yeah.
Special folk.
That is special.
We can usually slide in there with every other sign but ourselves. 2 Librans, no bueno.
That's interesting.
No bueno. 2 Librans. And we can even do okay with our polar opposites, which is Aries.
Oh, I love Aries. Oh my God. You
have to really love an Arian person.
Oh my God, Arians.
Any Arian that I know, I've either really loved them or really dislike them.
But you know what it is for me? It's the fire. I meet Aries, and all of a sudden, it's funny. I don't think I've ever dated an Aries, but I fall in love with them easy. It's like,
you like those snappy, fired personalities.
Oh, I love it, and they always fine. Aries, fine. Damn. Unnecessarily so. Like, why? Why are you even that fine? That makes no sense. Stop it.
And your favorite area is Shaka.
Oh, okay. I wasn't gonna say it because I feel like I'm not supposed to say it out loud anymore. Like, I'm working on myself. I'm in therapy.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Good. I have a love-hate vibe with Aries. Yeah, I can either love them or really dislike. I have some favorite Aries in my life. I have some faves.
I know I could slip and slide with myself too. I feel you on that, and I could slip and slide with some Aries or some other people. It just doesn't matter. Yeah.
They can be 3 much. Yes. But that's also part. If you love them, that's also part of their charm, because they're going to be extra. So
they are so fiery. I just love them. I just love that energy. There's something about that damn fire energy. What is it?
You're like Kat, my friend Kat. She loves fire.
And
that's because she's so not fire,
And maybe that's what my issue is too. I'm a water sign. So Aries boils my water. You know what I'm saying? But I also have a double Gemini, like my moon and my rising.
Whatever happened to old girl that was supposed to come on with these zodiacs? Did she ditch us?
She was just on a little while ago. Rez, I'm gonna need you to talk for a minute because I got to take this call.
Okay. Are you going
or do you want a song?
Yeah, well, it's 3 minutes left in the joint, and we can do a song. Who's calling? Who's calling you right now?
I choose not to say, but I'm gonna. You know what? Let's talk. Why don't you talk about Saturday's guest? And I'll be with you.
Absolutely.
Hey, Ashley.
Yes.
Hey,
No.
Put it on mute. Okay. All right. So while she's talking to Ashley, no, that's probably a business call. I will say I'm super excited about Saturday's guest. He not only is an icon, legend, producer, rapper, actor, songwriter, Grammy Award winning legend, but he's also a sweetheart, friend of mine, and he goes by the name of Bow-Legged Lou, who you guys know famously from Full Force. Most of Lisa's stuff came from Full Force, and you also know him in some of your cult faves like House Party, and he's always going to kick your fucking ass. I can't really push, but I love saying that line, and he says it much, much better than I do. And I'm super excited about having him on with us Saturday, so he can talk about all of the stuff going on with him and his advocacy work for his eye disease and, so many other things. He's just like, and you want to talk about somebody's energy who is always like this cat is Mr. Showbiz, but he always made me feel like family. He's such a humble spirit, and you don't get that a lot in this business with as much as he's accomplished, so again, I hope you all free, and you can tune in and check out Bow-Legged Lou, and if you have any questions for him, he's going to be on, and forgive my lagging. It's just like, this is really like, these allergies is like no bueno, and I don't wish them on my worst enemy. But you accosted him at the Nugget and AC brief, had to break out because my guy Joe. Yeah, and he's always so full of love, like he knows how to be graceful, and he's just a good time, just a general good time, and anywhere he is, he's always going to spread love, and that's what we need more people to do. There's out there doing things that spread love, and his roster of artists that he's worked with over the decades is amazing, including Full Force. So we're gonna have Bow-Legged Lou on with us, and yeah, can't wait. Love it when the peoples can come through for sure. All right. So it is that hour, and I just want to tell you all to have an amazing rest of the week. Please be safe. Happy Hump Day. Stay safe, and remember to wash your hands and spread love every day. Every day, and just and mask up when you have to. Okay. Mask up when you have to, and make sure that you are taking care of each other and yourself at the same time. Okay? And that's all I'm going to say. And she's probably talking, so she can't kill the show. But anybody else? Now, why does Aaron Hall suck? I don't know. I don't know Aaron personally, but I'm not sure where that segue came from. But okay. See. And with that being said, I think we're going to sign off now. All right? Okie dokie. So she's not paying attention. Yes, stay well. Yes, stay well. And hopefully you all can come through. And see. You say what immediately comes to mind. There's no wrong answers. They're all, just to give the people a kind of a peek behind the veil. Oh, you ready, Kimmy? All right.
I think so.
It is not that deep. Like it is.
I like my veil. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm like first one ever that said that. We have done this with every first one ever that said, "I like my veil."
That was perfect.
Music.
Songbird. That sounds random, but there's a reason.
Motherhood.
difficult but rewarding. Wait, can it be? Do I have to respond in one word?
It could be whatever you want.
Oh, okay, okay.
But it should be the first thing that
first thing that comes to mind.
First thing that comes to you.
Okay, difficult.
You made it that way. No, okay, that's what I'm like.
Love.
Tosh, my husband.
Community.
Church for me.
And my last one is God.
Ooh. All powerful.
You're up next, JaVonne.
Personality.
My mom.
Fire.
Trials.
Children.
Blessings.
Money.
We need it.
Shaka Khan.
Ooh. Like wild and free.
Mo?
All right. You would have thought that I was sitting here getting my words together, right? Okay.
Oh, Lord.
All right. Okay. So, confidence.
Growth or growing.
Fame.
Overrated.
Woo! That's my baby. I'm sorry. Forgiveness.
Daily. Gotta do it daily.
Amen. Monifa.
Mom. No.
Yay. All right. Okay. And lastly, grandmother.
I don't know. You? I don't know. Love and nurture.
I have one more. I would just
Okay.
What comes to mind when you hear a Kemi?
Ooh. Oh my gosh. Layered. More complex than what meets the eye, I think.
Nice. Nice. Thank you.
Hi, this is Akemi Anderson, and you're in the basement with JaVonne and Terez.
The night is young, the winds shouting in joy. Am I too late?